Hello and welcome to Favorite Rugby on Favorite Sport. For today's look at the world rankings permutations for the rugby weekend. A lot of things that could happen in France, pretty much in the driving seat to potentially go first in the world if they can avoid defeat against Ireland. Whilst Ireland can actually move their their dominance top of the chart with a win against French side, which is really looking to try and once again go back-to-back Six Nations Championships. And Scotland could go to a new high actually this weekend if things go well for them, whilst Ireland can actually go as low as fourth if things don't go well for them. So lots of very different things. Before we look at them, please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. This is what we are looking at this weekend. There's a couple of things. Obviously, first we've got the Six Nations going on. We've got Rugby Europe Championships. So the likes of Georgia, Netherlands, stuff are all playing and there. So we'll look at the main sort of the teams. The first sort of the main points is that France will go top of the world rankings if they avoid defeat. That means a draw or a win will be enough to send France to the top of the world rugby rankings. A draw would leave them 0.05 ahead of Ireland. However, if Ireland were to beat Le Bleu by more than by more than 15 points, they could actually increase their cushion by 2.58 points. Any smaller margin of victory, they'll still go ahead by further, by 1.95. France cannot fall from second place, so they cannot go from second place. But Ireland could fall down to fourth place if they lose more than 15 points, which would then mean New Zealand and South Africa would all shift one up. France move to the top. Scotland can't go to a new high fourth victory again, even with a victory of more than 15 points. I apologize earlier, but they cannot fall from fifth though, so that's the main thing. So Scotland will sort of sit at fifth and remain at fifth, which I don't think is a bad place to be. However, a win against England would then very much put them in a potential spot to move ahead of South Africa. But a draw would see them fall if England beat Italy by more than 15 points. While Scotland would lose two places, or the two places of the game by beating England if they are beaten and England overcome the Azzurri at Twickenham. So England beat Italy and Scotland lose, they'll go down two places again. If Scotland and England both fail to win, then Australia will climb above them into fifth. Wales cannot improve on ninth place unless they beat Scotland by more than 15 points, which would see them climb to seventh and Scotland dropping as low as ninth. I mean, it's ridiculous how you can just lose one game and just plummet down to 4 or 5 places. Wales can go up to sixth if they win by more than 15 points and England lose to Italy. Italy will break into the world's top 10 for the first time in almost a decade if they beat England. They haven't been as high since 2013. However, defeat by more than 15 points in tandem with a Wales victory will see England slump to their lowest ever ranking of 9th. So, Italy could surge into the top 10, England could go down to 9th. Lots to play for there. The Azzurri cannot fall from 12th place in defeat as Georgia are unable to improve their rating. Georgia will drop below Fiji to 14th. We're not going to really look at those. So those are sort of the main ones. So it's difficult to recap because there are so many different scenarios. I think the main scenario is the fact that France will become number one if they beat Ireland or draw against Ireland. That's sort of the main one. Whilst if England lose, they can go down to 9th. Italy can get into the top 10. Wales can move up to sort of 6th, and Scotland will can only sort of solidify their spot at 5th this weekend. Let me know what you think are some of the likely sort of ranking changes that we might see over the weekend, and what sort of upsets you might have predicted down in the comments below. Please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Stephen. I'll chat to you soon.